Κυρίες και κύριοι, καλησπέρα σας. Είναι μια ακόμα Παναθηναϊκή συνέντευξη. Σήμερα μιλούμε με τον πρώην παίκτη του Παναθηναϊκού, Νασίφ Μόρις. Ο Νασίφ Μόρις ήταν παίκτης του Παναθηναϊκού από το 2003 έως το 2008. Έχει πανηγυρίσει ένα double και 118 συμμετοχές και 13 γκολ με την ομάδα. Τον καλησπερίζουμε και θα του μιλήσουμε για την περίοδο 2007-2008. Mr. Morris, we are going to start by the summer of 2007. What was the climate in the team after the arrival of José Peseiro? Was he a good manager? Was he a bad manager?
No, I think he was actually a good manager, and it's always difficult for somebody from outside, to come in and adapt to the situation in Greece. And also, in Greece is not so easy. It's the mentality is different, so it's not an easy place to get settled very easily. My opinion, I don't think he was a bad coach at all.
Okay. It is said by many people that the players who came in team that summer were bad players. Do you agree with that? Do you remember that your teammates who came in the summer were as bad as they said?
Look, for me, I think a lot of the players, every player that Panαθηναϊκός automatically took, it was I believe it was good players. But to play in a team like Panαθηναϊκός, it's a big club, and if you cannot handle that pressure and be able to play under those circumstances, it's going to be tough, and that will be the reason why some players maybe didn't perform as good as they supposed to, because of the magnitude of the club, and because it's a big club, and it's always pressure, because it's a club where you constantly have to be on good form. You need to be consistent in your performance. You cannot have one good game and a bad game after that. So I think that was maybe the reason why some of those players that came in that season didn't perform to the best of their ability.
Okay. As a team, did you feel pressure at the beginning of the season? Because in the last season you have lost the Greek Cup final from Larissa. Did you feel pressure?
Look, like I said, to play for a club like that, you constantly under pressure, but I think it depends on you as an individual. If you a player that can handle those type of situations, then it shouldn't be a problem for anybody. But I think obviously, because, like I said, because of the magnitude of the club, it was a big club in Greece, and the expectations was to always win some silverware every season. And I think that obviously puts a bit of pressure on everybody at the end of the day. For me, I think what made it a bit easier when I arrived at the club is we won the double that year, and it was after so many years that Panαθηναϊκός won the title, and I was a part of that squad that made.
Mr. Morris, is it true? Do you remember Yasinko Velic? Do you remember him?
Yes, I remember him. Yeah.
He was good at his job and at the team, because many say that he was the worst manager ever to pass from Panαθηναϊκός.
Well, everybody's able to have their own opinions, and like I said, for me, I think that time with him, I didn't see that there was any problems where that was concerned with him, the way he managed the club and things like that. But obviously, for some people, maybe it would be different, because everybody's not the same.
Okay, and now it's a very difficult question, and I will understand if you don't want to answer.
Yeah.
Is it true that after the play with Olympiacos, you were attacked by strangers on the Leoforio Stadium parking?
In the parking, yeah, I think I got into to some small conflict with somebody in the parking, but it wasn't something very serious, you know. It was something that he said to me and which I didn't like, and we just exchanged words, and I think that was the end of it after that. But I think, you know, because of that, maybe something big started, and there was, I think, rumors that were spread, and that probably caused some problems for me with the club.
Okay. Do you remember the appearance of Pek? Because in the February, after the loss with 4-1 by Olympiacos, a fund appeared in public who wanted to buy Panathinαϊκός named Pek under Andreas Giannopoulos. Do you remember the appearance of Pek? And did the team ever felt something about it?
I don't understand the question. What season was that when I was there?
Yes, in February of 2008.
Yeah.
It was funded by Greek businessmen who wanted to buy Panathinαϊκός.
Oh, I don't remember that, and I don't think I heard anything at that time while I was there, because, you know, I was just trying to focus, like, obviously on my work and what I needed to do, and I didn't even know about the interest of people that wanted to buy the club.
Okay. And now, after the February, or in March, Panathinaikos went very good. He was in first place. And after that, what happened and you fell from the first place? Because I remember a loss from Xanthi, Panionios, and Tofi. What happened to the team and came bad results?
I think there was some problems. I think between some players. I think you know, that some of the players weren't too happy with the maybe the selection or the players that was playing, and I think that was something that affected the team. You know, there wasn't like really good team spirit among the team, like in with everybody together. I think that was the problem that we had, like, and we started to drop points, and I think we threw it away there.
Okay, do you remember Eki Gonzalez?
Yes, I do.
Was he one of the players who started to, have bad relationship with other teammates? Because I remember he had a fight with the goalkeeper Mario Galinovic.
Well, you know, Eki was a very passionate player, like, you know, and like a lot of us, we didn't like to lose when we play, and I think that was maybe one thing from his side that maybe caused a problem, like where fights used to break up, like, and stuff like that, because of his passion. And also, you know, sometimes a lot of Argentinian players, they have a different mentality, and normally are known for players who likes to fight or to cause problems and those kind of things. But I think that maybe it was from his side was because of the passion, and because maybe the situation that we were in at that time, that made him maybe react like in a way like that, where he ended up fighting with players at training.
Okay. We are going to the match against Panionios. Is it true that Yasim Kovelic came in to the halftime and assault you and shout at you in order to win the game?
You're taking me back so many years, like now. I'm trying to remember, like, as much as I can. But I think there was once or twice in situations like that where we obviously he he was shouting and screaming because, you know, the team wasn't performing well and we didn't get the results that we wanted. And I'm sure, I don't remember 100%, but I'm sure that something like that was possible of happening in the dressing room about him shouting and for us to get the result and those kind of things.
Okay. In the match against Xanthi, team lost by 3-0, if I remember correct.
I think it was, if I remember, it was 3-1 or something, I think.
3-1.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. The 3 goals came from your side. If you remember, the player who scored was Rahmatin Radzinski. What happened in that match and you didn't play and you didn't make it?
Well, I think in general, it's impossible for somebody to have perfect games for maybe 2-3 years constantly without maybe having 1 or 2 games making a mistake. I think that is normal, because I think if you look at any player in the world, there's always players that there's one game maybe out of 10 or 20 games that they have a really bad game, and everything maybe just seems to go wrong with whatever you do. And I think that is normal, like in football, that some days you have an off day that things just goes bad and you just make mistakes and those kind of things. And I think maybe that was one of the days that I was in a bad form, because I think if you also said, like, now that you've seen me play for many years and you think I was a good player, so even for your opinion, if that was the only game that you've ever seen me play in like that, then I think it should be normal for me to have one game in so many years that I was bad.
Okay, I understand. I don't know if you remember, in the April, after the bad plays of the team, a rally took place. A rally by Panathenaios fans who wanted to change the administration of the team and leave the family of Vardinogiannis. Do you remember the rally? And if you do so, did that affect you as a team?
I don't remember so much about it, but I'm sure, you know, if something like that, especially with the fans, because with the one thing with the fans, like, you know, that is what creates that create Panathinaikos and also the team, because of the passion and those kind of things. And I think the fans has a lot of influence towards the team as well. I mean, especially, like, you know, when we, like the first season, for example, with the atmosphere, when we won the championship and those kind of things, they played a big part, like, because of the support that we got from them. And also, like, in a negative way, it will also affect the team if there's something bad that maybe happens. And I obviously understand, because this is a team that they support since they were kids, and it's some of them, all of them are very passionate about it, and I understood that, like, you know. But I think maybe it could have been also something that could have maybe created something in the team for the players, maybe to have some fear, because if you play with fear, it's you will never play at the best of your ability, because you're always thinking about, like, you know, we cannot lose, and if you think like that all the time, something bad will happen, because as players we need to go out there and be happy, be comfortable, and, you know, to enjoy the game, so we can do the best that we can.
Very well. Panathinaikos lost that championship in 2008, and in summer we had a change of management. What's your opinion about the new management who took over in the summer of 2008, about Nikos Pateras? Did you ever have contact?
I think I had one conversation with them because I think that's the season when they released me. So I think I only had one conversation one day in the office when I went for a meeting to find out exactly what was going on and what's the reason why I needed to leave the club. So I think so. I don't know too much about them, and that's why I cannot give a better comment about it.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. In the summer of 2008, you went loan to, I think, Racing Santander. Did you want to stay at the team, or did you want to leave to another team?
I always wanted sometime in my career, to try and go somewhere else. But I also felt very happy where I was, and I thought that if I have to finish my career in Panαθηναϊκός, that is something that I wouldn't have a problem to do with, And I was very happy, and I didn't want to leave because I think that was the most saddest period of my career that I was at the club. Because I don't know, I can't remember even the feeling that I had the day when they told me that I need to leave. It was like somebody shot me with a gun, and it was very, very sad for me. And I didn't want to leave because I still remember I was doing some of the preseason with the club, and my agent obviously had to look for something else, and then they came up with it was Recreativo Huelva. Was the first club that I went to on loan for that season.
Yes. Did you ever manage to meet the new coach after José Peseiro, Henk ten Kate?
Yeah, I did because I was working. I did the preparation with him in the start, and I still had a small conversation with him because he spoke to me and he asked me. He don't understand why I have to go because from what he saw that I was one of the players that was the most regular player that was playing most of the games, and he wanted to know from my side why do I think that they don't want me to stay there, and I told him that I don't know what is the exact reason, but they just called me into the meeting the first day when I arrived there to say that they don't want me at the club anymore and I need to leave.
So Henk ten Kate wanted you to stay at the team?
From the conversation, it seemed like he wanted to, but obviously I don't think there was anything that he could do because the instructions came from the new bosses that I need to leave. And I don't know if you're going to ask me after, or if I can speak about it now, because then I tried to find out what was the reason why they wanted me to go. And because you mentioned, do you want to ask me something?
Yes.
Or
in your opinion, why did you leave Panathinaikos? It's been 13 years. In your opinion, why did you leave Panathinaikos?
Well, when I said to you, I had a meeting with the boss at the office. I went there with my manager and I spoke to them and I asked them. I would just like to know face to face what is the real reason why I need to leave the club. And they told me because there was a rumor that because you asked me about the Santi game. There was a rumor that I threw this game. I took money to make these mistakes, and I told him, I will. So I said to him, what I will tell you now, it's not something that I want you to change your mind. But why would I take money from another club to lose a game? And if we win the championship, I take 10 times that money, for example. So it's not normal for somebody to make a decision like that to say, for example, I will just use an example. If somebody gives me 10,000 euros and tell me that I need to lose the game, but I can make 100,000 euros if we win the championship. So that is not something that a normal person would do, And I explained to him and I said, why would I have to do something like that? Because I'm very happy here. I even was thinking of finishing my career there and all those things. But I just told him that because I said, I know that it won't change your decision. So I just felt I wanted to tell you that. But somebody started the rumor, and it spread, and obviously like now it became where it affected my career, and that rumor caused that I got kicked out of Panathinaikos.
So you left Panathinaikos because the new management thought that you sell the game against Xanthi and the whole championship.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes. After that, your career went well, went bad. Was it bad to leave Panathinaikos?
Yeah, I was, like I said, I was very sad. Like, you know, I was very happy there. I was comfortable. I love the club. I love the place. I love the fans. Yes, I had some, like I said, I had some small confrontation with one of the fans or two of the fans after one or two games. But that is something that, you know, it's I understand because it's in the heat of the moment, because we lost. So, you know, somebody say something and I react, and that is it, like, you know. But I mean, that didn't change the way I felt about the club and how I wanted to still stay there. So it was very, very sad for me that I had to leave. And like I said, I would have loved to stay at the club.
Okay. Do you know the situation that Panathinaikos is right now in 2021?
Not at the moment. Like, I know there was big problems sometime before, but obviously like now, because everything is difficult because of COVID, and you know, not only Panathinaikos, all over the world, like, and things. So I don't know the exact situation, what is happening now.
Okay. Before I go to the last two questions, I will say that to you, Panathinaikos, when you left in the UEFA ranking, was in place 28. Now is in place 240 and 41.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
That's crazy, but Panathinaikos. What to do with it? What's your opinion about Yannis Vardinogiannis, the owner of the team, until you left in 2008? Was he a good president, a good owner? Did you ever met with him? Did you ever spoke with him?
Yeah, I think my opinion about him, I think he was good. I had a few times where I was in a conversation with him. Especially the one time was because of something bad that I did. Was after the game against Olympiacos when I kicked Djordjevic. I had to meet with him because obviously they wanted to know what happened and why I did this, and obviously I took a punishment from the team. They took from my money, but that was it wasn't a bad conversation. It was, he wanted to know from my side what happened and why did I react that way. And I explained to him that, you know, it was because it was against Olympiacos and we were losing the game, and I just lost it, like, you know. It was one of the spur of the moment thing, like, you saw something that just happens when you are very hot, and it was a stupid decision that I did. But for me in general, I think he was a good president, and I don't have anything actually bad to say about him.
Okay. Do you believe that after Vardinogianni family left Panathinaikos went bad? Do you think that Vardinogianni family should have stayed in Panathinaikos?
If you look at the situation like now, where the club finds itself now in the situation, I think maybe it was a bad decision. Yes, after he left, the first season they won the championship with the Tenkate. But after that, I think everything started to fall apart. Because then I remember Luis Garcia was also playing there. Because he was staying in my house for some time. And at that period when he was there was the problems when they didn't pay the players, and there was problems with money and those kind of things. So that's what I can remember from that time.
Okay. Have you kept in touch with your teammates from 2008? Do you speak with them, or you don't have any touch with them?
No, I have with some players. I have contact. I was recently. I was speaking with Marcus Mink. I was in contact with Sotiri's. Who else was there? Whenever I go to visit Greece, I always used to see Gumas. But in an everyday conversation, I don't speak to them every day. It's maybe once in a while, if it's maybe a birthday or something like that, we will send each other messages. And also still Epale, Niran Deba, those players, I still have contact with them.
Okay. Mr. Morris, I want to thank you for accepting to do this interview. It was my pleasure to meet you. And those things you said to me, they're really fantastic things. I didn't know them. Nothing more than a thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I think maybe it's a good thing, because I think not too many people in Greece knew exactly what happened and what's the reason why I had to leave from the club. But I'm sure like now that everybody maybe will read this and they will know exactly what happened. But like I said, I was very sad when I had to leave. But I mean, those are things that happen in football and in life, and you have to accept it and move on, you know.
I understand.
But you're welcome, yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Morris. Have a nice day.
Thank you, you too. Okay, bye.